guys, it's Hollie here for PlayStation Access. I'm here with Torben and we're talking about Hitman.
Hey.
Now, I've heard some sneaky looks at the next chapters. Oh my, we're at the midpoint, right? We're like right in the middle. And you said that because it's the middle, you've got to do something epic and a bit different.
Yeah.
Please tell me about it. Please tell us about it because it's hilarious.
Yes. So, I mean, it's the mid-season, right?
Yeah.
And this is where you do something a bit out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
The story's ready, the pieces are set, Providence has been introduced,
Yep.
like, the story of season 1 is moving.
Yep.
So we step away and we do a double feature.
Yeah.
So we're doing a sci-fi superhero epic in Marrakesh, a fun nod to Curtains Down in Blood Money.
Yeah.
It's a film set, lots of practical effects, lots of stunts, lots of scope for things to go horribly wrong.
Yeah. No, it looked incredible. And I think for you guys as well, Hitman's such a serious game in its undertones. And like you said, Agent 47, I mean, not going to crack a smile anytime
No,
soon,
no,
is he?
no.
But just being able for you guys to add that humor, I mean, that just brings it to life in this like really different way.
Yes, but I mean, humor has always been
Yeah.
part of the games, right? And a lot of it comes out of those grim, dark situations, like a guy piling a huge bunch of bodies in the toilet and then popping up like a jack-in-the-box and whacking some guy in the head with a hammer, right?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre, you can't do anything but laugh.
But you guys, you actually, when you were building Hitman, you guys actually purposely tried to build an environment where we could do these crazy things, right? And
Yeah.
you've been working on that as well.
Yes. So it's been about really embracing what fans have always done with this game.
Yeah.
From back to Blood Money, right? People have done the craziest things. The car accident, of course, is this fantastic example of
This is great.
yeah, I mean, a guy worked out that if he did the right thing in the right order
Yeah.
and scared his target at exactly the right time, he would run into the street and get run down by his own bodyguards. Accident kill. And we did not design that. And when we were building this game, we thought, how could we make a game that would allow us to say, that was awesome, let's make an achievement about that. Or let's turn that into part of the original mission.
Yeah. But it's quite difficult though, right? Because, I mean, those kind of things are accidents almost because you didn't think about it. But now
Exactly.
you want to make sure that, yeah, you know, we can fire fire extinguishers up onto the roof using
Exactly. And do-
low explosives.
Exactly. And I mean, that's one of the things that this episodic format has allowed us to do,
Yeah.
right? Have a big, serious piece of content like Paris or
Yeah.
Sapienza or Marrakesh out there, and then watch what people are doing, and then respond to that, and actually make these new experiences based on what our fans are doing with the game.
Now we get some new items as well.
Absolutely.
We saw some incredible, very cute little robot that is rather deadly.
Yes, and people will be able to unlock that by completing a whole bunch of challenges on each mission. So these are full missions, right? Full
Yeah.
sets of opportunities and challenges and achievements and items to unlock. They're also locations, so people can look forward to creating contracts in the film set and in Marrakesh and elusive targets and escalations. So it's a really great mid-season episode full of a lot of slightly quirky content.
What about Marrakesh? Because we're going back, but now it's nighttime in Marrakesh. How has that changed things? Because it really does feel different. It doesn't feel like you're reusing anything.
So it's interesting for a couple of reasons. First of all, because I think it allows us to really deliver on the promise of tourism in Marrakesh, because it's so much calmer. It's pleasant. The sun isn't baking down. The markets are still open. It really feels like a lovely place to visit for anyone who's been to Marrakesh.
Yeah.
It feels like that, right? But it's also a bit of backstory. The mission takes place sometime before the events of A Gilded Cage, so you get a chance to see where are the pieces that are going to result in this big riot and Klaus Hugo Strandberg and all of the shenanigans of episode 3.
It's much calmer.
Yes,
But you can also use nighttime Marrakesh as well if you're creating contracts.
exactly. And we fully expect to do elusive targets there and escalations as well. So it's essentially 2 new locations as well as 2 new missions.
And if anyone is watching this while we're at E3 with an elusive target on right now.
Yes, the
there is.
sensation in Paris. One of the trickier ones because he is in a crowd and doesn't really leave the crowd.
And yeah, trying to get that kill without alarming everyone and then
Yes.
spectacularly
I
failing the mission.
expect to see people do it.
Now, one thing I do want to talk about is the episodic
Yes.
content for Hitman, because for some people it was a big change. Some people, I don't know if they're really still feeling this idea of episodic, but we have a chat off camera, and you guys said it really gives you some freedom. I'd love to talk about, for you guys, what it means you can do by making something episodic and then releasing it in one. It's all coming out at the end anyway in one
Yeah.
box, but
Yeah.
what have you been able to do because of episodic?
Well, what it's allowed us to do is actually meaningfully see how people are playing the game. And one of the things that I think really underlines that is this new game mode that we have that are called Escalations.
Yeah.
These are like tiered challenges. Take out
great.
the target, try it again. If you have to hide all the bodies in 90 seconds, try it again with another target, try it again with laser trip mines, try it again with all kinds of weirdness, right?
Yeah.
It's pure mechanical fun.
Yeah.
Now, we were watching the community, and I saw some people who were sort of saying, this isn't really very challenging. And I reached out to one of them, and we had a chat backwards and forwards, and I asked him, okay, hey man, do a contract for me that you think is pretty challenging. So he did one, and we picked it up and out of the server, and I sat down with one of my with one of the game designers on the team, and we looked at each other and we said, right, let's find out how he did this and attack his strategy. So she went back, she looked through the data, and we found the way that he had done this, the way he had pulled off this incredible strategy of killing 3 guys with a battle axe on 3 different floors in the palace and doing it all in the suit. So what we did was, first of all, we said, you can't pacify anyone. So this means the only way to get a disguise is by killing someone, and that's a no-no, right?
Right, yeah.
Secondly, on the second level, we said, okay, now you can't climb on the outside of the building. Wait a second, how do you even get there? And the third one, we upped the rules again. Then we flew him into Copenhagen. We sat him down in front of this and we said, well, what do you think about it now? And it's in the game.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously, this is like on the high end of craziness that we can
Yeah.
do, but this was simply not possible for us with a game like Absolution.
Yeah.
And because of the way we've built this, because of the episodic format, because of the way people are going so deep on the game,
Yeah.
we're seeing these incredible patterns happen now, and we can respond to it now.
So every new episode that you guys watching this are playing has had these tweaks and this polish put on it because you've been able to do it episodic and look back and
Exactly,
previously. And then when that game does come out, it's going to be the best it could possibly have been
Yes.
for Hitman.
But also the fact that it is a season, right? And there
Yeah.
are these experiences coming out as we play, specifically the elusive targets. You mentioned
Yeah.
the elusive target 4 that is live now. You wait for the box, you will never have a chance to kill the sensation.
Yeah.
So there is obviously a game on a box for people who want to wait, but there is a season of experiences that people aren't having if they're not with us.
Yeah.
And the watching people respond to the fact that we saw what they did with one of the first escalations, where they were one of the first elusive targets, where they were thinking, oh, he's only got 1 bodyguard. Then they took on the Cardinal. It was like, how many bodyguards does this man have?
Yeah. And it's like, right, now what do I do with that? And it's given you this, I guess the data is incredible, right?
Absolutely.
No, amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for chatting to us about the new levels. They look, I mean, literally, it's ridiculous. The guy is in a bulletproof, like, super suit. Like, it's incredible.
Yes.
Marrakesh looks stunning. And thank you for chatting to us about the episodic direction as well, because I know there's still people out there that don't feel sure. So hopefully this is their idea of being able, from a developer point of view, to understand what it does give you.
Exactly.
Which is really interesting to hear. So thank you very, very
It's a lot
much.
of
You guys can stay tuned, because there's loads more coming up from E3.